Marketing, along with member retention, is the biggest challenge for owners and managers today. There's no doubt that traditional media continues to produce a declining return on investment from marketing spend. For many frustrated owners and managers, new media, in particular social media, is increasingly becoming the preferred marketing alternative. For most health, fitness, and wellness businesses, average direct mail response rates are typically around 1% if done well, but often falling below 1% on many campaigns. Newspaper ads and inserts costing hundreds or even thousands of dollars may only generate a couple of dozen responses and a handful of sales. Lead box sales conversion rates are typically in the 1 to 7% range, but the amount of work required to produce those sales can be substantial. Radio and television ads are too expensive for most owners and managers to run long enough to generate a reasonable return over time, and short runs rarely break even. Discount or gift cards can experience a response rate of between 5 and 10% if used strategically, but the face value of the cards go directly to your acquisition costs. So, what are owners and managers doing to overcome poor marketing returns? Many owners and managers are re-examining the content and structure of their ads and are employing a number of tactics to broaden their appeal and achieve greater penetration in the marketplace. These tactics include promoting diversity, creativity, using testimonials, and creating an emotional connection. Promoting diversity is often achieved by using images of real people. Women, seniors, beginners, different ethnicities, age groups, etc. This tactic is used extensively by many nonprofits, such as the YMCA, to convey their commitment to community health, fitness, and wellness. However, promoting diversity can often produce a weak, generic, or confusing image that doesn't really appeal to anyone. Creativity includes any new, novel, or innovative approach to the marketing message or its delivery. Guerrilla marketing tactics are an example of creative marketing, which in addition to being creative are also low cost. However, creativity is a necessary but alone not a sufficient element of successful marketing. In other words, creativity alone does not improve return on investment. And there's often a fine line between creativity and gimmickry. Testimonials are a form of social proof and can be effective if used correctly. However, testimonials are most effective when they are very specific, highly targeted. But the more target-specific testimonials are, the less mass appeal they have and therefore less market penetration. Testimonials are certainly not a panacea, but can be powerful if used strategically. Creating an emotional connection with the marketplace is an admirable ideal. But when were you last emotionally connected to an ad? Sure, using an emotional appeal as part of your hook is definitely recommended. But creating a genuine, emotional connection is probably overly ambitious for most of us most of the time. Promoting greater diversity, creativity, using testimonials, and creating an emotional connection may improve marketing effectiveness in some cases. But the results can be extremely unpredictable and can't be relied on consistently over time. In fact, these tactics may actually add to the confusion of owners and managers. Despite the best efforts of owners, managers, and industry marketing experts, traditional marketing ROI continues to decline. And then along came new media. Could new media be the future of marketing for our industry? There is no question that the new media statistics are compelling. 2 billion Internet users, 750 million Facebook users, 150 million blogs, 2 billion views per day on YouTube, 25 billion tweets sent in 2010, and 50 million LinkedIn users. Who wouldn't want to capitalize on all of this online activity? But remember that it wasn't that long ago that email marketing was going to be the next big thing. Email was going to make all other marketing activities redundant. But today, up to 90% of all emails received are considered spam, and up to 88% of emails go unopened. Every new platform is hailed as the next big thing, but so far, the potential has invariably failed to live up to the hype. Right now, most industry websites, blogs, email marketing, and newsletters are completely underwhelming. Do we really expect social media to perform any better once all the hype dies down? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But remember that marketing is about understanding who you are talking to, and not just the potential of the platform. So, do you know who you are marketing to? Sure, there are the usual segmentation tactics. Geographic location, a 3 to 5 mile radius of your club, a 12 to 15 minute drive time, demographics, age, sex, income, education, psychographics, attitudes, values, interests, lifestyle. But the reality is that there are only 3 possible markets when it comes to your marketing. They are health club members, people with a health club problem, and people who have a problem with health clubs. And each market requires a different approach. A single marketing piece will never appeal to all 3 markets. It's just not possible. Health club members are listening to your message, but they have made their choice, and they are sticking to it, at least for now. They are under contract with your competitor, so you will have to offer something big to lure them away from their club. Remember that they probably already considered your club before joining with your competition, and in their mind, you came up short. Health club members are quite interested in your marketing because they like to know what's going on, but they are unlikely to respond to it right away, if at all. People with a health club problem are looking for a health club solution. They are extremely interested in your marketing, and your competitors too, and are likely to respond favorably to it if it demonstrably meets their needs. People with a health club problem are buying what we are selling, whatever health club version they choose. They are good candidates for your marketing, but unfortunately, with the amount of competition and diversity of offerings in most markets today, there are only ever relatively few of them available at any one time, and probably not enough to meet your ongoing member acquisition demands. People who have a problem with health clubs aren't specifically looking for a health club. In fact, they may be specifically not looking for a health club. They have a problem that they may believe a health club could solve, but they have issues, actual or perceived, with health clubs that keep them from joining. People who have a problem with health clubs won't usually respond to typical health club marketing. In fact, typical health club marketing may actually convince them not to join or even be offensive to them. Clubs must demonstrate that they can overcome their actual or perceived barriers to health club membership to get their attention. Otherwise, health club marketing is easily ignored. Remember the good old days? In the good old days, there was enough unmet demand for health clubs that even mediocre ads pulled satisfactory results. It's no longer the case. In most markets, supply exceeds demand. The good old days are long gone, so today you have to market smarter. Typical health club marketing often combines inspirational or aspirational images, long lists of equipment and classes, facility and program descriptions, complicated jargon and technical terms, and a significant price discount. Typical health club marketing is all about the club. Therefore, typical health club marketing appeals to health club members who are already spoken for and people with a health club problem who are relatively few in number. But typical health club marketing misses the biggest potential market: people who have a problem with health clubs. In fact, typical health club marketing is likely to confirm their negative perceptions of health clubs and actually convince them not to join. Imagine spending good money only to convince people not to join your club. Research conducted by the International Health, Racquet, and Sports Club Association found that people who don't join health clubs feared appearing or feeling stupid, feeling athletically incompetent, feeling socially isolated, the hard sell, and feeling like the only out-of-shape person in the club. Other research conducted by the International Health, Racquet, and Sports Club Association found that people who don't join health clubs found them to be intimidating, especially for women and overweight men. Too expensive, take too much time, and provide too little social support. It turns out that we know quite a bit about why people don't join health clubs. These are the barriers to health club membership for people who have a problem with health clubs. So health club marketing has to break down these barriers to attract this market. It has to go beyond conventional thinking. If your marketing isn't speaking to their barriers, people who have a problem with health clubs have no reason to pay attention to your marketing. Remember that they don't care about you. They only care about how you can help them. And in order to help them, you must first overcome their barriers. The old rules no longer apply. We need to rethink our entire approach to health club marketing in the context of today's more competitive marketplace, more diverse offerings, and more sophisticated consumers. We need new rules. Rule number 1. Understand to whom you are talking. Not everyone is listening. Rule number 2. Tell them what they want to hear. You have to resonate. Rule number 3. Don't bury the lead. Rule number 4. Show them you know them. Actions speak louder than words. Rule number 5. You only matter to the extent that you can solve their problem. Rule number 6. Always be marketing. Rule number 7. Exposure, exposure, exposure. And rule number 8. Integrate your marketing, sales, and retention into your offer. People who have a problem with health clubs will ignore typical health club marketing. It will convince them not to join, or it may even offend them. They don't care about you, they only care about themselves. If you're trying to attract this market with typical health club marketing, it is money down the drain. Once you do understand who you are talking to, don't waste their time with things they don't care about. Tell them what they want to hear. Say something that resonates with them. Generic messages about your club don't impress anyone. Today, people are bombarded with marketing messages, all day, every day. So get to the point and don't overwhelm them with too much information. You don't have to tell them everything, just what they need to know to take action. More isn't better. Better is better. Talk is cheap, and your competitors are all saying pretty much the same things as you are. You have to stand out in word and deed. Think about your marketing offer from the point of view of the group you are targeting and give it to them. What you do, more than what you say, will make all the difference. Get over yourself and realize that your members and prospective members only care about what you can do for them. Either you are part of their solution or you are part of their problem. And if you are not solving their problem, they are not listening. All marketing takes time to get traction in the marketplace. Ad hoc, frequently changing marketing activities rarely yield positive results. You must have at least one offline marketing tactic consistently in play every single day. Remember that people who have a problem with health clubs won't necessarily seek you out. So, you have to get your message in front of them. All things being equal, when it comes to marketing, more exposure is always better than less exposure. A mediocre ad with great exposure is always preferable to a great ad with only mediocre exposure. In fact, exposure is often the difference between marketing success and failure. Leads are much more difficult and expensive to acquire today, so they need to be more effectively and efficiently managed through the entire marketing, sales, and retention process. Anything less than end-to-end just won't do. Remember that getting them through the door is one thing, but getting them to pay and then stay is the real objective. We have a lot of research telling us why people aren't joining our clubs, and yet our marketing, with few exceptions, hasn't done anything to leverage those findings to persuade the masses that we can help them. More of the same isn't the answer. The new rules are. To learn more about the new rules of marketing, get the free comprehensive 20-page report that this video is based on at http://accessfit.typepad.com.